iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted and league events with AI racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome. Well, we are back for a new season. And qualifying is just getting underway. Lone qualifying. I'm Tim Cox. And this season, joining me is Jake Luther. Jake, welcome along. We're going to get stuck into qualifying now. All good stuff. And, well, we're kicking things off. Classic NASCARs. A classic NASCAR track in the form of Talladega.
Hey Tim, how are you? Yep, and it is not the easiest one of the season by far.
It's not, and well, reigning champion Justin Barrera has done a bit of a Nico Rosberg, and well, he's retired, and he's not coming back. A bit of a shame, but you know, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's what they all say. Some of the regular names back once again. See Thompson on here. First flying lap there. I've also got the likes of Kevin Irwin, and big shout out to Bayview Lines and coming on board as a new sponsor here at XSLR. And well, heading out last stages, we've got likes of Jake Cam, Jimmy Houghton yet to head out onto track. But I can tell you, well, there you go. Sometimes in Kevin Irwin takes, well, let's say takes. It's provisionally fastest onto pole position for Mike Sorum, just casually slapping one in there in that iconic pink 69 machine.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't count out Jake Ham had some pretty quick laps in practice earlier, and a lot of experience on ovals, it looks like. So
yeah, you were saying before the show, weren't you, pointing out his iRating? Was it 3900, something like that?
yeah, just below 4K, which is nothing to laugh at for oval.
No, it's really, really not. And let's just get stuck into the weather. We've got qualifying ongoing right now, and it's not a bad day out there in Talladega. 24 degrees Celsius track temperature, possibly cool. Although we're in the latter stages of the year, and we will. Well, I'm trying to think what that is in good old, well, as you lot call them, freedom units. That's got to be about, got to be, well, actually, I'll tell you what, we'll do a conversion. Well, heading out on this track. First flying lap goes Jimmy Howard. We'll follow him around. And yeah, what we'll do is, I'll tell you what, we'll pop up the weather, and through the magic, the beauty of of this, we will convert it across. Here we go. And so you look over the pond can understand what 24 degrees Celsius is. There you go, 75 Fahrenheit. So
I was going to say, I don't know what C means. What I
uh,
didn't see was Fahrenheit.
well, it's, well, as long as there's no men involved with that C, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be a sticky situation. We'll be landing ourselves in the punter's side. What can Howard do? Nothing on the first lap goes. Fifth, saw, well, was initially a professional pole sitter, but look at that, just how tight the times are. A 46.86 is pole for Thompson, but a 47.10 the slowest one for Sorum.
Definitely close between them, and I don't see anyone improving on their second lap. I know the tires get roasted very quickly around this track, so...
Well, we've got qualifying just finishing off. We've got 30 seconds left in qualifying. Howard will squeeze his last lap in. Let's talk about that tyre strat that the drivers might have to play. These cars eat them. Talladega, normally it's no problem. Don't even have to worry about tyres. Any of the massive super speedways like this. But here with these cars, it's a bit loose and leery, especially when you're following someone.
Yeah, I think some proper tire management is definitely going to be needed to eke out a win here. I think they only have 3 sets, and those sets go quickly.
Good to see Jake Ham over in the chat as we just transition now across into race server. Let's take you through your grid. Thompson clinches that first pole position of the year. Jake Ham joins him on the front row. Then we've got Bobby Ross and Kevin Irwin on row 2 with Jimmy Howard and Mike Sorum running out the field. And a bit of thank you to some of our new sponsors come aboard. As you mentioned, we've got Bay of View of Blinds. Goes our very own Kevin Irwin. They've come on board. I'll mention about others further into the broadcast, as I'm sure we're going to have to spend a little bit of time grinding away laps, as it always is with ovals, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And not far away from getting things over and away here from good old Talladega. It's a real classic circuit, isn't it? That this place. I mean, you always think of Talladega Nights, don't you? When you think of you hear the word Talladega, fancy the good old movie Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah, that's why I have Bobby Ross as a fan favorite right now. That's where I have my money on.
Is that what it's? Well, that's a bold call, isn't it? Early on, we haven't even turned one lap. I mean, they've only just touched the accelerator for the first time. Well, I would say under racing conditions. I mean, they're only just pulling away on the pace lap here.
It's Talladega, and he has Bobby in his name. It's time to shake and bake.
All the stars are aligning. You know, the omens, etc. It's all looking good, isn't it? As we head around this epic circuit, as we mentioned, 2.6 miles, 4.2 kilometres in length, tri-oval, and not changed since its inception at all since in 1969, except the removal in 1989 of the infield, the Roval. I mean, that would have been an epic sight to behold. A Roval around this place. I mean, to be fair, it just sort of cut in, by the start-finish line. And then a few twisty bits inside before basically re-emerging, well, along that same sort of straight section just past that start-finish line. And then you've got still the dearest damn it, the entirety of the oval to enjoy. I mean, God, that must have had some epic races back in the day.
Absolutely. And I think the tri-oval is just a great, configuration for these cars in this season right now. I know even on some of the larger speedways, you cannot go flat out around the turns every single lap after lap. Your tires are going to be going in 3 hot laps of no lifts. So it's going to be especially important around here to be lifting through some of those corners. Even, I would say, letting some positions go early if they want to eat their tires up.
Well, as the pace car pulls in, we get ready to go racing for the first time this season. Thompson controlling the pace there. And let's get ready, folks. There's Barty poised, ready with the green flag. Are you ready? I am. As we are green and we are racing for the first time this season in XSLR, and we're not hanging around already. Two groups are merging. Those top three trying to work together, but behind them, well, they went three wide as things got underway, but sorting themselves out in these early stages. And the last thing you want around this place is to get dropped, certainly this early on.
Yeah, I think lucky for the guys in back, start wasn't the best, but that draft really closes the gap quickly. So they'll have no problem catching back up here.
Kevin Irwin just dropping back, and well, already he's a second down, which means he's out of draft range. Cut adrift in these early stages as Jimmy Howard goes to that low line, trying to get a move done on everyone here, trying to get to the front of the queue. That seems to be the best place to be if you want to consider those tires as they're three wide. Howard and Thompson, and still three wide. Oh, that's dicey, and it's Larry. Who is that? That is the 33 there of Bobby Ross trying to squeeze it into the four wide, but it won't happen, and they fall and fan out across into those two lines. And interesting, Irwin, he's closing up. That is surprising to me.
Yeah, you definitely lose a lot of time going side by side here. Again, even trying to keep those tires alive, you have to lift and lose a lot of time. So it looks like that's brought him right back into the pack here, with Jimmy Howard being kind of an early gainer. I don't know how many positions that was from quali, but it was definitely a lot.
4, to be precise. Not a bad start, but you know what it's like. Well, Irwin onto the back, and with the fastest lap of the race so far, 44.52. Everyone else is, well, yeah, everyone else in the 45s already, but what has he done to those tyres? That's the big question. 55 laps here at I was going to say Daytona, it's Talladega, no less. As Ross just having a little bit of a look here, really hugging that yellow line, isn't he, on the inside there, on the apron.
Yeah, and that gets real dangerous real quickly. These cars do not like that whatsoever. You're on that apron for even a fraction of a second, it's going sideways.
Do you think maybe these guys are up on that high line there? Thompson, Ham, and Irwin. Do you think maybe that's the wise strat to do? Just try and float it around the outsides. Just, into the wall. That goes Kevin Irwin, and that is him out. And we could well have our first caution of the night. Lap 4. Pace car is out. And that is in a hot mess.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone goes in now for tires, if they just want to hold it out and try and stretch this set as long as possible.
Well, you can see front left is completely and utterly crippled. Bonnet, front bumper, all gone. Sparks flying aghast. Let's see if we can bring you some replays exactly how that one unfolded for him. And why he ended up in this catastrophic mess that he's currently in here at Talladega. Meanwhile, the police car should be making its way round. Thompson just trying to pick that one up. We'll see if we can bring you some replays very, very shortly. Here we go. So it's all looking good. He's already had his incident there. Let's see if we can just pick that up a little bit earlier. So, yeah, I think just scraped the wall there, Jake, and, well, got loose. And it's so easy to do in these cars.
Yeah, basically anything. They're meant to do one thing, and it's to go straight. So anything to upset that car is going to send you to a quick trip to pit road.
And we're just waiting for those pit lanes to come open so you can head on down. I mean, some drivers heading in, try and top up some fuel. Would you change tyres this early on in the race, or do you think it's wise just to stick a few extra gallons in those tanks?
Tires, I'd say no with, only 2 sets after this, but I do think getting the fuel would be great. just keeping that tank topped off. We can see that with a pack of 6, you can virtually get to the lead, you know, in 1 lap. So I think they're just trying to cut down on their pit stop times later on in the race.
When not good for him as he overshot his pit box, really adding to the woes that he is experiencing here. Mike Sorum electing for the tyre change though, bold potentially.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Would you change tires this early, 6 laps in?
Personally, I wouldn't, but yeah, you never quite know. I mean, if we go green for a long period, that plays into Mike Sorum's hands. Because he could affect, well, he's got 1 or 2. It opens up a variety of strategies to him, doesn't it? Well, when you just stop and think about this, because he could play this. Well, he could just dip in. You know, let's say we have another caution in. I don't know, say 10 laps time, hypothetically. Everyone else, you know, might dip in tyres. He just has a bit of splash of fuel, or even stays out there, and takes the lead.
Yeah, I think the ideal thing for him to capitalize on that is just going to be sticking around the back of the pack and just preserving what he has and stretching that out.
I hear from Talladega. We are yellow. Thanks to Dead Daddy Motorsport on lap 6 of the race. And everyone just coming back together now. We look to go green once again here from Dega. Another lap. I have to have a bit of a look and see here what the lights. They're still on the pace car, so they'll do another lap around the circuit. And as they come up to the line, it'll be interesting to see whether those lights do go out. I would imagine they will do on that cyber and data protection pace car. Another one of the new sponsors to this series. Protecting your businesses. There is cyber threats, and yeah, there we go. Lights out on the pace car, so that will be in this time around.
A little bit of a love tap there between Howard and Thompson as well.
That's the thing with these cars, they will take a bit of abuse, not to the levels of what we saw from Kevin Irwin, where he full on stuck it in the wall. Let's face it.
Yeah, they got very intimate, and as a result, I think we have, this last lap of yellow? I mean, this is going to be benefiting anyone who's on those old sets, too. So...
Well, that's everyone, bar Mike Sorum, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Definitely an interesting strategy call.
Yeah, I mean, if this goes long, all of a sudden, where we're questioning Sorum in that 69 machine, it just works out magically. It works out absolutely magically for him. And not long to go as we head into turns 3 and 4. I mean, I've seen Thompson down the apron there. He's just trying to, take the least possible path, just save that, get a little bit of fuel. I know it's not going to save him masses, but it could make all the difference, couldn't it? Coming in pit stop. If you've got to take in, just a few less litres or like half a gallon less compared to your competitors, it could give you the edge, especially if we're in the green flag conditions as they lean on each other once again. Can't keep those two apart whatsoever. Pace car in. Thompson controlling the pace, and we get ready to go racing from Talladega once again. Will we go yellow? Will we go green to the finish? Let's find out together, folks.
Looks like he's going to drag it right out to the line. Yep.
There we go. Barney's waving. High up in the stands. We look down on them as they head round turns 1 and 2.
Yep, Jimmy with a nice defensive move there, coming down from the high side.
It did seem to just open up for him, didn't it? And he found that gap and slotted straight into it.
Yep. If he did not close that up, I think he would have been down 1 or 2 positions there. being on that outside is definitely not advantageous. Beginning part of a stint.
Do you think, though? Well, or is it? That's my question for you, Jake. Realistically, because the higher up that banking you are, the less force and heat and strain you're putting those tires under. So, therefore, the longer that they should last. I mean, is it better to maybe just hang around the upside? We all know with oval racing, it's all about just keeping yourself alive for as long as possible, and then worrying. The real racing only happens in the last 5 laps because we don't have any stages like they have in NASCAR at the moment here in XSLR. So, here you're just burning down the clock.
Yeah, I think it's great for conservation, but speaking of staying alive, the second those guys on the inside, their tires start going, they're going to be drifting closer and closer to your door. So, be interesting to see how that progresses when the tires get nice and worn in.
Well, that's where it all could come towards Soren, isn't it? It's a fascinating one as they're pushing each other at the back, aren't they? Making it 3 wide, 2 wide, really jockeying for position. But up front, it looks like Bobby Ross is giving Thompson the push early on. Those two working together. How it slots into 3rd place, Irwin. 4th, fourth comfortably, Sorum and Ham hanging out at the back there. And Sorum now ahead of Ham. As Ham falls to the back of the pack. Shuffling around.
Getting involved right here. Going right to the inside.
I know from speaking to him, this was one car that he was really looking forward to this season. Really fancied his chances. I came out very West Country there. That'll mean nothing to you Americans, but...
Honestly, I'm completely lost with half the things you say. But
it's standard around here. It's the drill. You know the drill.
So I think we're seeing 2 little teams, or 3 right now.
Yeah.
We have
Team Howard and Team Thompson, isn't it? Realistically, if you looked at the front of those queues, it's that low line though seems to be more popular earlier on.
I think when the tires are doing well, it's really easy to keep it alongside in there and keep the pace.
So fan out back to 2 lines of 3 down the back straightaway. You can see the 2 pushing crews going to work there on the inside and the high line.
It wouldn't be Talladega without a bit of a shaking and baking.
As Howard moves up onto that high line in front of Thompson, really shutting him down, and a bit of a squirrel there, squiggle. So the rear end get a bit twitchy there for Kevin Elwin.
You'll see 6 or 7 laps off the safety car now, so the tires are definitely going to be wearing in a little bit here, and we're going to start seeing, I think, some shake-ups in how they're approaching it right now. I think those inside runners are going to start feeling it soon.
Well, that's the interesting point for me, Jake, was Thompson hung it around the high line for so long. Howard was just left, right, centre, didn't really care what he was doing, and saw him just getting a little bit close there for comfort for me in that midfield. They are nearly tapping the rear end. There's Ross desperately trying to find someone to play with, isn't he, at this stage? Saw him changing lanes, can't really push him too much at all, it appears, at this stage. What we saw him right now. Oh, that's him in the wall. That's him in the wall. This is going to be our next yellow.
There we go. So we're talking about if it was going to go long, and it was Sorum himself that seemed to ruin his own plan of going long.
Well, that is gutting for his tyre strategy. And I get the feeling that may well be a jump to the pits. Still stationary. It's the 69.
I mean, at least he did mitigate a bit of the damage from that because he didn't... he did take another set, didn't he? So actually, no, he did the opposite. He made it worse. Now he'll only have one more set if he takes tires now, which will be
Hold on.
really hard to make work to the end.
Let's try and get on board with, in this build-up, so we're on board with Bobby Ross. I think that he tags him. Let's watch this replay, folks, and have a little look. You really hear the feathering the throttle there from Ross. As we come through the tri-oval now. I think I might have gone a bit too far back in our replays. Let's see if we can skip forward at all. Yeah, can't quite get the. I'm gonna have to work on this a little bit for you folks, but there I saw him. He has jumped to the pit, so he's gonna fall a lap down. Now another yellow that will help him in terms of that lucky dog. Who comes into pit road though? Well, it's everyone, I think. Is Ham carrying on? No, pulling a bit of a fake there, keeping us guessing. Everyone into pit road. Who takes tyres? Who does? I'm surely they've all got to change them, Jake. Surely.
I think everyone here. I don't see if it goes green for a while, you're SOL if you don't change them now. So I think that's really the only call.
Let's get see if we can get zoomed in. Ham notch. Oh, there we go. Creeping up. Some of the cars are getting changed.
I'm not sure. I don't know if Irwin is taking any right now. Did you see?
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Definitely taking tyres. And Howard getting up pit road first.
Yeah, there's those few people who pit on the first safety car who I believe took fuel, so I think they're going to be really taking advantage and cashing that in right now.
But I suppose equally when they've all taken tyres, you know, even if they didn't take fuel, I think...
Oh yeah, good point.
It's, you know, so much racing left to do. Does it... I don't know, it gives you track position, doesn't it? But we know how easy it is to swap around in ovals.
Yeah, I think it's really about it's a resource game, right? Conserving everything you have, so that way you can go, you know, flat out as long as possible towards the end of the race. But I mean, we are seeing, you know, Jimmy and Adam both at the front yet again. So clearly, I think they're doing something right so far.
Well, they've got. It's a really, really valid point that is, isn't it? They've got to be, haven't they? Because otherwise, they would not be at the front. You know.
Oh yeah, and they're even on, you know, just resources right now, right? Think fuel, tire sets, and still maintaining that position. So clearly, I think some experience doing these ovals come into play.
Definitely seeming that way at the moment, isn't it?
We're gonna have to have Jake Ham refund his I rating back over to some of these front guys.
Well, it seems that way at the moment, and just seeing the stint length there. So Howard and Thompson not stopping until the first caution, whereas everyone else did. Which is worked out for them. Okay, now. So working on the replay situation for you. So we try and get to the bottom exactly what went down in Talladega to cause this caution.
In the meantime, we're seeing this apron strat play out once again on the safety car. I don't know if that's out of preference. I think we're gonna have to ask one of these guys after the race and see whether there's anything behind this or just preference.
It's still on the pace car, so. Oh, there goes Sora, claiming that lap back due to the lucky dog. Everyone fighting for that inside line, aren't they? The exception of Jake Allen is just casually hanging back there. So, I think we may be able to. So here is Bobby Ross. Jake Allen are outside. Let's see if we can pick it up. No, can't quite. Right. Yeah, there was definitely a bit of contact there. Just pushed, saw him around, caused that incident. Definitely. Yeah, I'm seeing contact there. So he was the creator of Soren's woes. Who still one lap down. Is it going to get him? Oh no. Only been given a double lucky dog there. Jake Cam into the pits again. Now this could be wise if we've had an extended yellow. Come in, put a bit of extra fuel in. Because that means that, depending on how, it gives him flexibility in this strategy. If we talked about these long green periods. Could well help him. Could be the difference come the end of the race.
Yeah, I don't see any con with it, and I think he can only benefit, so why not?
Definitely worth the gamble,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think track position's, way less important, it looks like, so... And he's not really in a position where he's sacrificing, what, one position for some more fuel?
Well, he was in 5th anyway, so he hasn't sacrificed any positions at all, so... really working out for him, I think, here. Interesting as well. Everyone's elected for the Chevrolet.
Honestly, when I was practicing, I did as well. I mean, just because Monte Carlo, right? Sounds pretty cool. I don't know if there's any real difference or advantage between the cars, but
well, it makes no sense whatsoever. For a classic American muscle car to be named after a playboy's heaven, millionaire's heaven, venue in Europe. If it was called, I don't know, the Grand Rapids or something like that, it would make a bit more sense to me, but hey, each their own. But safety car, pulling in. We get ready to go racing once again here from Talladega. There's Barney.
I think we're going to see Adam go right at the Geico sign again. Seems to be...
I think they're hanging around.
There it is.
They fan out, making themselves free wide nearly across the start line.
Jimmy with an excellent start there.
He's really aced these starts, hasn't he?
He slots in right in front of him. Yeah, he's been golden. And that was incredible right there. Adam put his pedal down first, yet Jimmy still manages to get ahead of him and on the inside there. So really well done.
Howard seems to be really enjoying that low line. Hasn't really ventured up rarely onto the high line. As Thompson sweeps down to join him and take control of proceedings at the front here. But always the dark horse.
Funny.
Go on, Jake.
I was gonna say it was funny too. We were talking earlier about what might be better, the higher the low line, but Thompson and Howard both seemingly have made that work throughout the race. So.
Well, free wide once again here at Talladega. As Ross just slots in behind Thompson to form those two lines. We've seen those two work together already. We're going to see it here once again. I imagine so. But how interesting, almost bullying tactics, isn't it? He's moving up into that middle lane and just always pinning them up there. Saying, no, you're not coming down. This inside line is mine. Get off. Oh, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one. Wow, Howard airborne and into the fence, and he's not coming down from there.
Oh, he just lodged right in there. See, see if he can rev his way out. That always works. Just add a little bit more power. But yeah, I don't know if we have a replay of that. That one was looked like contact between, was it Adam and Jimmy there, or?
Well, yeah, they all. I mean, they were trying to make it 3 wide once again. It was never. It was always going to end in tears.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see everyone involved hitting there for repairs, and it's going to be really difficult now with the
Was it
strategy
Kevin
call.
Irwin? Was he the perpetrator in all of this? Look, Thompson comes down, and I just don't feel like he realizes that he's there. He makes the contact. It gets wedged between Hauer, and then Pit maneuvers Hauer across, who makes contact with Ross, who then sends him airborne up into the barriers. Wow. Grinding his way down it, and flicks himself around as he plants the accelerator. Bits of bodywork going everywhere right now. Lovely rear view of the fans. They didn't budge an inch, did they? Look at them. Unfazed. They've seen it all before.
Looks like we have a pit now. Are the pits closed or open?
Well, something's happened. I think they were just waiting for the pace car to come around, but it looked like... Let's see if we can... Showing like a crash. I think this was where they slowed up to wait for the pace car that had headed on round, and you see the damage to Ross's car. The front end completely and utterly smashed in, and there comes the pace car. So yeah, they just slowed up to allow that by. Saw him into the pits again. Now it's still there. Not sure we're going to see him again. Looking at that. It was in a right royal mess, that car.
Yeah, what do they have for fast repair on these?
Good question. I believe they've all got a fast repair available to them. But
is it only one is the question?
Well, I think this is time to crack open a cold one, Jake. Because... There we go. If he had it ticked when he came into his previous pits, and there was a minor bit of damage, just seemed like a little bit of a body panel out of place, that would have utilised that fast repair.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, if it's only one fast repair, then he might be down for the count, because that car is not going to be going in a straight line after this.
No, and... Well, you know, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because what you do, you know, it's one of those tricky ones, isn't it? You know, you have to gamble and play tactical with those fast repairs. Do you know, not utilise it and then be down on a bit of pace, or I don't know. What's your thoughts? Is that, well, everyone heading in except for Jake Ham. No, I thought he was going to fake it once again. No, he keeps going. So, who's going to do one on tyres here, Jake? What's the call? They've all changed to the last one.
I would say no. I mean...
Let's get some pit strategies up on the screen right now.
Yeah, I mean, with only... You know, I'm assuming Jimmy's down for the count. Do we see him on track anywhere? Or
no,
is he...
there he is. You can see him in pit road. Kevin Irwin just overshooting his box there.
Yeah, really easy to do in these cars.
Thompson
so no
going for
there.
tyres. Ross didn't. Saw him taking tyres. Irwin, I don't think he's taking tyres.
That is a commitment right there. That is a commitment to the rest of the race on that one set. That is 20 laps almost. And if you're really running these hard, it's going to last you 10. So I think we're going to see some conservative driving from everyone taking sets now.
Well, that'll be their second set of tyres, won't it? But they've utilised these drivers that have changed them now.
Okay, so it's 3 spares.
Free sets, free changes
Oh
of
yeah.
tires. So
Oh yeah, I knew that for sure. Yep. Well, yeah, you know, if there's another incident and people are burning tires quickly, then I think that's putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage. I think, um,
well, I mean, what is it? Because what we're just we're pretty much nearest damn it at
no
halfway
hamster
stage in the
tires.
race. So it's feasible, isn't it? If you look at you break this race up into quarters, to allow for those changes. Being on your second set about now, yeah, you're probably about right. You can look to change them again in about another 15 laps time, so around about lap 40 roughly. I mean, either way, Ham, no fuel, no tyres. Going for the light strategy here, I think. It seems that way anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm seeing the graphic differently. It looks like Ham's on his 3rd set for me, unless it's Thompson that you're seeing. But
Now. So when they come across the line, it will extend out into their next sort of stint. But yeah, Ham has that little micro set in the middle, but he didn't take tyres there. So yes, the mind boggles.
yeah, I think if Adam keeps it nice and conservative, he's setting himself up for a really good long-term advantage over the rest of this race, where he can be on fresh tires. So we'll be looking at Jake Ham and Adam Thompson, I think, as we get to the later stages of this race, because they're both on some interesting strategies.
Just confirming there, yeah, lights out on the pace car. So we'll be heading in this time around. Oh, there goes Howard. So he has repaired and he's headed out again. And amazingly, despite 5.5 minutes in pit road, he will rejoin back on the lead lap.
Oh, so he must have taken a full repair then. I thought he was just leaving.
Wow. I mean, obviously we don't know if they've utilised their fast repairs. If he has decided, do you know what? I'm going to stash that fast repair in my back pocket. What I'm going to do is just take the full repairs. I think I should be okay here. And then keep myself from the gate and then utilise that later on. It could come in handy. I mean, we're already, this is our 3rd cautionary period so far this race?
Seems like half this race has been caution.
It feels that way in some ways, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah, I believe it's number 3. Be interesting to see. This will be the first start not led by Adam here, so we'll have to see if we get
and Howard as well. Those two have locked out the front row on all the restarts. So there comes Howard up to the back of the pack. See him just rejoining on there.
Right in time too. So we'll have to see how this restart goes.
And tucks himself in behind Thompson. Well, let's get ready to go racing, folks, once again here from Talladega. Green flag in the air. We are racing once more. Interesting. I thought Ross would swoop down and help his friend Jake Ham, push him along. Not worked out. He's had to slot in behind Erwin, lies in 2nd. But it's getting a bit snaky.
Oh, that's a good move from Ross there. Getting right down the inside, looking for that lead position.
Worry about Soren. Well, I did worry about Soren, but he's still managing to hold it there and pin it at the front with Ross, despite having nobody to slipstream with and not to create like that free car vacuum like you see to help gather that speed. But as he hangs it out to the outside, they're losing traction and pace that outside line. So much so, Erwin's headed down low. I think Han's going to join him and do wonder. Those older tyres are starting to hurt him now.
see. I know that draft is so powerful, you know, if you can hold on till another safety car period, the draft should keep you in even on old tires for a little while. Especially as they squabble right in the front here. We have number 7.
Erwin grinding the wall there.
You don't see any major damage there, though.
No, I
think
he's got away with it. Let's have a little look back from Sora. So good, but has lost Simon. Is falling back off the pack where he's lost that momentum. Really, really killed him off, and I think he could drop off range here. But as you said before, with the amount they slot keep chopping and changing positions, are going 2 wide, 3 wide. I think it was Jake out last time. Didn't take him long to catch up back onto the packet. He looks like to playing like this sweeper role. Slingshotting himself to the front currently. Goes Ham. Ross right behind him with Howard and Thompson down low.
These two again have just brought themselves right back to the front again.
It's fascinating the way that, definitely two pushing crews working together right now. Low and high. Soren just sucking up the slipstream. Working with a pair of them. Although, what is Erwin doing? There we go, he's back up onto the pack, so managed to stick with them. Amazingly.
Yeah, you know, earlier I said, you know, are Thompson and Howland doing something right for being the front so often? But could they be doing something wrong? Are the other guys just planning on conserving more?
Well, this is the issue with these cars, is that the aero washing it's major. Front end gets incredibly light, so it's Howard to the front. Thompson left out to draw on that high line. Ross now pushing Howard, it seems. So we'll ride on board and see what happens down the back straightaway. There we go, engaging the push.
So Adam had a little bit of a love tap at the wall there. Seems to have gotten out okay though.
Let's fall into the back of the pack though, Jake. Lap 31 about to commence right now. Now it leads from Ross, Soren third, it's Erwin and Thompson. This stage of the race. Just spacing out a little. So there you go, there's the next one. Thompson and Erwin collide. Erwin, can't quite keep it out of the water. Big one for Thompson. Yellow flag is waved.
I'm not sure there. It looked like Erwin closed a gap that he couldn't close. I don't know who that was on. I'll have to see here.
Let's take a little look, Jake. Let's take a little look at this one. I think maybe riding on board with Thompson might give us some answers here. There's Erwin on the low line, How on the outside line. Just lifting, thinking about it, picking his lane. We can serve those tyres. Oh, there you go. Gives you your answers, folks. Thompson is pit road. Pass on going. Oh, hello. What's happened there then? Oh, hold on. Is he rolled that? We're trying to get you a different.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
is
Oh, he's on his
upside
roof.
down here.
Well, how has that happened?
Well, it looks like he got a little bit sideways.
Kevin Airway, but we're under yellow.
You know, I was practicing doing some runs of Daytona with these guys the other night, and low speeds, believe it or not, I think can be a little bit more sketchy than the high speeds. It's, I think, very easy to loop it
The
under
car
yellow
just
conditions.
drifted weirdly. It's like it wasn't carrying enough pace. It just the rear end just slid down the track.
Yep.
I need to see that one again. We'll get it at full pace for you. Yeah, sent him around. Saw avoids it. Ham, nowhere to go. Makes contact. Erwin had his own. Did he have a bit of a sympathy? Yeah, look, just not enough speed and slides down that high degree of banking. Was it 33 degrees here at Talladega?
Definitely considerable on some of these portions of the track.
Yeah, one of the strangest incidents I've seen in my commentary career. Wow.
Well, what have we seen the drivers take so far on pit road?
Well, I'm. We've had so many yellows. I'm just confused now, Jake. I won't lie to you.
No, I was getting pretty lost on the last pit sequence here. It's gonna chalk it up to any man's game. I think everyone's on a. Looks like Irwin, Sorman, Ross are pretty similar strategies, with Thompson, Ham, and Howitt seemingly on something different.
I can confirm for you, it is 33 degrees of banking. Oh, can you tell I've commentated on many a race here? It's stuck in the mind. Stuck in the mind. Well, I'm gonna find where is. There's the helicopter. You can watch this from top down. There's just not enough speed in the cut. Did he touch the inside? Now what happens to Erwin? He scrubs off all that speed, and I think he just it comes to a stop. It's going again. Does he? Yeah, look, the rear end just goes nope. And slides down the banking. How weird. How it's still in pit road.
Yeah, we'll have to see how long that tow time is and if he'll be able to get back out.
Well,
get a lucky dog.
Question for you now, Jake. With lap 34 out of 55, we've completed 42 minutes out of the allowed 1 hour 15, so we've got half an hour left. We're only just over half race distance. We might run out of the clock on this one.
Yeah, we will see. They're gonna have to keep it clean to see the 55th lap here. So
I think maybe you know we've got a couple more cautions left in us, but then it's especially if we entered into green-white checker territory. That is when we could be running out of the clock. Now he heads out of pit road. It's 1 lap down. Will it be given back to him? I mean, Well, that does now mean Thompson, by being that horrific incident, is back up to 4th. Saw him, your highest position climber. He's currently at 4 spots, having started at the back. I mean, maybe that strat of running around the apron is a safer one. There goes Howard, so unlapping himself once again.
yeah, that might have answered our question of why we saw everyone running around there. Low speeds could be a little bit deadly around those high 33-degree bankings. Now, I know we were talking about strategy too earlier. A bit confused, mixed up. Who do you peg right now as the podium, or?
I don't. Genuinely, I don't know. I think we're always too close to call. I mean, I think this comes down to who's got a set of tyres left up their sleeve. I think I think we've got another caution left in us yet. And if that's the case, whoever's got a set of tyres saved, certainly comes in to check up. You really feel the the lack of force from the milk bowl tops that are the brake discs on these cars.
Yeah, you brought up something good too. Let's see if we can pull up that graphic and get a count of who has tires left.
Well, it's hard to tell really, because obviously we don't have pit stop times within that, Jake. But you see when everyone stops, which after a bit of hokey pokery, how it ran it long and didn't stop at the first yellow, neither did Thompson, whereas everyone else did. Hammer on the instant. But then he stayed out under the previous caution, which is why he's got that long blue bar there, denoting 15 laps in that stint, whereas everyone else was roughly about 10 laps. Interesting. I mean, I'm still going with the fact of whoever's got a set of tyres, I think, left in their tank will win this. But I'm not sure who has. But let's get ready to go racing once again here from Talladega, folks. As we agree, and we are away once more.
Great start from Storm and Bobby.
Yeah, they've left everyone standing, haven't they? Pulled out half a second, nearly 6/10 over Ham. He's locked in with this group behind who've headed all to the high side, except Herwin, who's remained down low, but they'll easily come back up onto this pack in front of them. Only takes a minute. Only takes a minute, certainly when he's front two. They go too wide like they are. With the overspeed, oh, here they come. What's Jake Ham going to do around the outside? Let's go 3 wide. This is treacherous territory. We've been here before, and it's ended in tears and ended up in a caution.
We have Howard still taking a look, trying to make it 3 wide. Yep. Just alongside.
Soren can't seem to pick out which lane he wants. He's trying to block everyone. He's trying to block what was the middle line and the low line. It hasn't worked. Well, it's worked for him because he's remained at the head of that low to middle area. So they're back into 2 rows once more. But let's go on the high line.
Yeah, he's definitely put himself in a precarious position here. And first, I mean, you want to, try and push out that guy on the high side, but Jimmy Howitt will take any chance he get to the inside here. Makes it 3 wide. All right.
I thought we were going to head 4 wide at one point, but we didn't.
Yeah, the aggression from Howitt on the inside today. Any chance he gets, he is slotting in like center there.
Oh, if he gets one sniff of that inside line, he's there. He is there. Sony saw him just to push him along, but a short of radius as Sorum slides up the track there and nestles into the side of Ross.
Yeah, that is 3 positions down in a lap and a half.
Erwin still sat at the rear of this group, minding his own business, trying to stay out of trouble. Of course, he's been caught up in, 3 of the incidents so far?
Yeah, that sounds about right, and we have getting very close there, 3 wide. Adam almost nowhere to go.
And yet again, as you say, Howard just snipping out the get space on that low line, getting it to work for him. Crew going to work on the high line. Ham being pushed by Ross. And for me, I think this is we've seen this before, but it seems to be pretty much two teams working against one another. The Han and Ross duo versus the Howard and Thompson duo. The breakup there in the relationship is how it gets to jump on Thompson. And how Thompson's going to have his own aspirations here. He wants to win this. And he needs to start thinking about it. So we're affording him to go here from Talladega. Just can't quite swoop down in front of Ham, and Howard just giving Ham a bit of the hurry up right now, just nudging him along. Oh, there we go. We're in the yellow. Surely, yeah, there we go. That's the big one.
Ooh, yeah. Right as we had Sorum just dropping back, so he's really going to be benefiting from this.
Well, he can just coast around. He stays out of it all. Erwin, after bending his front left to 45 degrees, now it's his front right turn to join that club. And I think Thompson may even be missing a front wheel there. No, he's got it. Oh, the way that engine's chugging says to me he's got more serious damage to worry about. But I think the front suspension may have collapsed on both sides. Top two made it through though. Ross and Howard saw him. Well, he'd fallen off and just remained back far enough to miss out on what was happening in front of him.
So as we reach this stage in the race too, do you take, I'd say you put on your last set of tires, right?
Well, we're on lap 40. I mentioned about it earlier on, Jake, didn't I? I think it's got to be worth doing.
Say that. We see 4 people entering the pits with Howitt and Ross staying out. So either they're out of tires or they are hoping for one more yellow, it looks like.
The front right has fully gone from Erwin's car. He had his fast repair available. Ham and Thompson both overshooting their boxes. Thompson still got his fast repair to his name. He's utilised that. And he takes tyres, so he had a set left up his sleeve. And so did Ham. And is that Erwin up on the jacks? Yes, it is. So he's having tyres too. Well, it just keeps evolving this, doesn't it? It's keeping us guessing. I don't know about you. Oh, I say us, it's definitely keeping me guessing. Anyway, Jake. Well, not much longer left. We've got about 12 laps left here from Talladega. 20 minutes in which to do so. Should be okay on time. You know, we can go green to the end, we'll certainly be okay. But we have another caution. Possibly be close to 2. I think we definitely will. And as we all start jockeying for position, I think this is where we end up in trouble. Those lights doing on the pace car. Let's take a little look, folks. Right on board with Ross. So they are out. So that means the pace car is in this time. There we go, moving across. Heading down a pit road. Well, let's get ready to go racing, folks. Once again here from Talladega. Going earlier this time, just Ross, not waiting for the green flag. And opening up that group. Ross gaining the jump, meanwhile Weston saw him. Sorry, yeah, Ross. Houghton saw him even. Side by side through the banking, or 2.
And for the first time I think I've seen this race, Howard is not on the inside.
No, as they try to make it 4 wide. That's risky and dicey. Not liking that personally. Question is, Jake, can we go yellow the whole way here? I mean, green the whole way.
I was going to say we've been going yellow the whole way.
Well, we have already, haven't we?
That'll be interesting. We saw 2 people stay out, and I don't think they would be a fan of that. I think everyone else who just pit is really going to have an advantage there if we are.
Making our way through 3 and 4.
It was Ross and Howard, I believe, who stayed out.
It was Ross and Howard.
I think those 2 have been looking at the 1-hour historical trends and said, yeah, it's probably a safe bet. But we'll see if that bet pays off.
Well, we've got, what, 17 minutes left to do this. 9 laps. Full race pace. Talking what about another 6 minutes? Oh, well, there you go. There's the answer to that question.
There it is. I believe beforehand they were taking bets on how many cautions there would be.
They were.
I think Adam said 3.
You're correct. He did say 3.
And I think that is what are we at? Is this 4 or is this 5?
Bear with me one moment, Jake. I want to tell you.
We're going to need tally for those guys.
This is yellow flag number 6.
Number 6? Well, as I think we were talking earlier, this is by far probably one of the most difficult tracks I think we'll see this season.
Let's have a look down from the chopper how this one will unfold. There you go. Thompson's got a little bit loose. We're minding his own business. Then gets collected. Let's watch that one a little bit again. Let's go a bit slower. It's already happened there. Thompson skittling everyone. It's this one, the previous one will show us. So, let's analyse this one here. No, I blame Thompson, but it's Erwin just creeping down, which turns Thompson into that rear 3/4 on the left side of Ham. Sends him up into the wall, who gets then collected by Erwin. Then sent down the track.
So we're seeing most people stay out here with only 2 pitting. I believe that's Sorum and Irwin right now, pit road.
Ham and Ross.
Oh well, I 0 for 2, but We saw Ross did stay out last time, so this I think he's planning on being his last pit.
And he's taken tyres, Jake. Look at that. He got a set saved. And with, 7 to go, he's in, got to be in prime position here. Ham, no tyres left. I mean...
Yeah, assuming this stays green, Ross is going to be looking in great shape here.
Especially if he... Well, this is the thing. What do you think? What would you do right now? Would you, seeing the amount of caution periods we've had here today, 6 so far, would you put a bit of extra gas in the tank and just allow for maybe a couple of GWCs? Well, certainly one, I think, maybe. Or, but that's going to make you a bit heavier compared to your competitors, who might not be going with that, but you do have the fresher tyres. Or do you go, do you know what? Balls to the wall, fresh tyres. I think it's going to end on lap 55, no GWCs, and just run this one to the end and, well, potentially claim victory with those fresh tyres. That's the game changer.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. For me, probably not the best person to answer. I'm a crew chief is my main decider, but I always think, regardless, it's better to plan for more laps than not here. I think the momentum you can get out of the draft can more than make up for having that little bit extra of fuel. So I think in this case, I would fuel for the GWC. But either way, Ross is looking really good having those tires on hand, and we see Adam pull in now.
That's going to put him to the back of the pack as well. Ham only just heading out of pit road. Is he going to beat the pace car? Where is Howard? Yes, he is. So he's going to get himself back out on that lead lap. Thompson heading through pit road. Is that going to be a drive-through caution? No, because he's just driven through it and... Wow. I mean, instant limit is something we need to have a discussion about here, Jay, because... I think there's going to be a few drivers, you know, getting close to the edge. You know, all those 4 exits for those contacts.
Yeah, you know, incident limits, it's always a difficult, you know, topic of discussion for leagues, I think. Some people will say, you know, it'll force people to drive safer. I think I'm a proponent of, I think it punishes the people who get hit. And when you're racing this closely with other people, I think it's only natural you're going to tap doors every once in a while. Hopefully not bringing out the full yellows, but...
I mean, with you know, ovals being a little bit different to road racing in the sense of, you know, you can have a little bit more bumping in this and not pick a 4X like you would do. Just micro panic now, they're taking the stream down. Trying not the space bar, but we're okay. We're okay, folks. We're all good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, when we're on some of the larger tracks, I think is Daytona on the schedule. Those larger tracks like that as well, I think we'll see a little bit less bumping. I think it's just going to be the nature of this tri-oval here, with how difficult these cars are to keep.
They are, yeah, Daytona is smoother. I don't believe we're not running the old version, which was incredibly bumpy. Pace car pulling in. Howard on the front row going to control the pace. So we're getting ready to go racing. Will it be for the final time today? Let's find out. One more cautionary period. We're definitely in trouble with running out of time here. But with the amount of laps left, I think we should be safe. Leaving it late to go. We are green. We are racing here from Talladega once again. Ross getting straight into the back of Irwin there. Giving him the nudge along as he bangs doors with Soren. 3-1.
Irwin really capitalizing well off that restart here.
Really really making it work well for him, isn't he?
As we say that, we have Sorum taking a look at the inside, and I think making that stick with Howitt covering that off.
A bit of a twitchy move there from Sorum. It's got a little bit loose, a little bit leery. Got 4 to go here from Talladega. Hands drop back though. 3 tenths, just sat at the back of the pack. I mean, do you think that's wise? Maybe just try and choose a lane as Sorum pushing out on that low line.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same question. I mean, Ham could just be conserving for that last push right now, you know, saying, why am I gonna bother, you know, going side to side with any of you guys and killing my tires when you can jump right to first place in the matter of a lap and a half?
It's a good point, that. Solid point, Jake. Free to go.
But I do like seeing that side-by-side racing, so props to everyone else right now who are in it.
Yeah, it's where they go. Look, Ham just closing up the gap. Ross to the front of the train. Not sure that's where you want to be, though. Certainly coming onto that final lap, I think that could be definitely a bad place to be in.
Yeah, I mean, you can, if you're on good tires and people behind you are squabbling, you can make that stick. Yeah, you can make that first place position stick. That run up from the last corner to the finish is just short enough to where that whoever's in that first position can try and keep that. So we see Howitt taking a little look, I think, at the inside. Thompson not letting him.
Well, this is the point, isn't it? Because Ross, yes, okay, he doesn't have the draft advantage of everyone else, but he can really nail it through all the corners here because he's got fresh rubber. Nobody can hold a candle to him.
Yeah, we see Howitt taking a look at the inside, but I mean, if it stays like this, I don't know. Do you think the outside is probably the better place to be for that final run to the finish line in the end?
You can have more momentum, aren't you? As much as it's a longer distance, and you saw Howitt. He heads to that inside line. Let's work for him all day, but when he's got that older rubber, he had to back out of it, and look, he's dropped back into third. Whereas Ross, who's playing it more conservative on that high line, glimpsing against the wall there goes Howitt. He's okay though, still in the fight here as we come around through turns 3 and then turn 4. Who is going to take this one? It's going to be close. It's going to be a side sort of white flag in the air with bay view, shade and blinds. And the fight for the finish begins now. Ross leads onto this final lap from Thompson. Young Felodian with the fresh rubber to get him home here. Irwin in the wall. Thompson heading down low. Can he make this work? What has Ross got left here? Here comes Howitt trying to find that low line that's worked for him so well all day long. And is Ross going to get squeezed? Yes, he is. Bumped up the track there by Howitt. As it's tight, this run to the line. Thompson in a commanding position. They're going to make it 3 wide. Who's going to get this? This is going to be so close. Certainly between Thompson and Howitt. They're going to be side by side. But here comes Ross. What can he do at all? They've almost wrecked across the line. And I think Ross has got it.
Yeah, that is Ross. First place.
It didn't look it.
0.029 seconds. Just barely under 300ths of a second to the line.
It did not look like it on that run to the line.
What you said, he kept that momentum from the outside line going in.
I'm gonna queue up a photo finish cam here for us, Jake, to try and work, just try and understand those last dying seconds. Here we go, folks. Get ready for it. As they charge to the line, then we'll emerge from the right-hand side of your screen. We get to find out who's done this one here today. I mean, you could not have got any closer if you'd even tried. Just waiting for them to come around the track now. Well, there you go. Just about. I mean, let's see if we can. Oh. Oh, wow. I mean, it's got to have been. I mean, how? Just. I'm not even sure. You look at it like that. And they are. Looks like Howart's going to get it. But no, Ross gets it. I think Howard took an incident penalty because at my end, he's showing up that he is one lap down.
Yeah, interesting. I see the same thing.
I'm now wondering. Let's get some results in here, though. There we go. So, well, oh, no, that's we'll change over to race results. Yes, that's not exactly helping our situation. Trying to clarify what's happened here. So, Bobby Ross takes it by 0.029. Then it's Soren. Look, Howard's got plus 34, but he crossed the line, I think, first. So I think he's hit the instant limit, and that's pushed him over, and that's why he's got that time penalty, and that's why he finishes so far behind in fifth.
Yeah, it's consistent, I think, across our timing here and iRacing. So it's absolutely devastating for someone who was in the lead for so much of that race.
Every time we had a caution, he seemed to be first or second. He was on that front row definitively.
Yeah, it was him and Thompson really leading the pack. But I do want to say, in the beginning, I was calling for Bobby Ross winning this. So not to say I told you so, but I feel pretty satisfied with that prediction. It is Talladega. We do have the Ricky Bobby Ross.
Well,
in first place.
What says everything to me as well, Jake, is they normally appear very, very quickly to come and have a chat with us. But the fact that they're very slow in emerging says to me that maybe a little bit of squabbling is going on right now and trying to understand exactly what's happened there. Now joined by Adam Thompson. Welcome along, Adam. Well, that run to the line. What a run to the line, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
It was interesting. I don't really know what to say. We're trying to figure out who finished where. But yeah, I think the general consensus between all six of us that decided to race tonight is Jimmy actually took the win, Bobby took second, and I took third, due to incident points and everything else that was going on in the race. So Jimmy took the dub, Bobby second, and I took third.
Well, a little bit different to how we've viewed it. I mean, Jimmy practically crossed the line sideways in the end. I mean, it depends how you want to view it, as it were. But other than that, I mean, strategy's definitely played into Bobby Ross's hand. I mean, took tyres late on. Was that a bit of a concern for you in those closing stages? Did you even know?
Yeah, no, I knew. I had spun out a couple times and had to use the tires. Had to use a quick repair there at the beginning, and then it was something. But no, I had tires. I think I took tires on lap 45-ish, 42 to 45, and I knew those were going to last me to the end. So it wasn't as big of an issue for me, but Bobby was able to hold the car obviously around the outside much better. So it was a fun race to the end. But anybody watching, sorry for all the cautions with six cars. It's unacceptable.
It's one of those things. Well, congratulations on your second, maybe? Not sure. We'll find out. We'll work that one out latest Adam Thompson. Jake, who have you managed to grab for a chat?
Well, I think up next, if we're going with the finishing of Adam P3, it would be Bobby for P2 then.
Well, that means I've got to quickly transition my graphics across because I had him down as second. So let's do that now, and we'll transition across into that one. But yeah, there we go. Bobby Ross second. Jake.
There we go. Yeah, Bobby. Congrats on the P2. How'd the race go? First off, for you.
I think overall, incident-wise, I was out of trouble for the most part. Everyone's spinning out under cautions and all that. But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. I thought at first I won, but then I realized, Jimmy got a last-second penalty after we crossed the start-finish line. I was like, I think he got me by like a thousandth of a second. So hey, it's fun. That was a lot for as small as the fields it was. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was very close. The pack was really tight, and we had Adam and Jimmy really leading most of that race. It seemed like you were biding your time right behind them, trying to push either Adam or Jimmy along. Do you want to describe if you had any kind of strategy going into like a game plan for tire conservation?
The first half of the race, yeah, I definitely tried to stop myself from using the tires at least until like lap 20, because I don't know if you saw, but Jimmy was running 20 plus old lap tires at the end, and I was like, yeah, no. But I guess in the end it didn't matter anyway because it worked out. So but yeah, for me it was just stay behind, at least stay in the top 3, avoid anything going on behind. So but yeah, I'll take a P2 any day.
Yeah, absolutely great race. Do you have anyone you want to shout out before we go and talk to Jimmy?
Of course. First off, Jake and Tim for broadcasting tonight, doing the commentary. You guys have been doing pretty well so far, from what I've been hearing. And of course, my mom and my brother for watching tonight, and the rest of my family members that were watching as well.
Great. Always good to hear from you, Bobby. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
Great race.
Well, there's Bobby Ross. Let's have a chat to what I understand is going to be our race winner. Jimmy Howard now joins us. Well, Jimmy, what can we say, mate? Sideways across the line in true, almost Jimmy Howard style.
Yeah, I wanted to go sideways across the line like my sexuality.
Understandable. From well, I mean, before that, you had been in the wars a little bit. You always remain confident and positive that you could bring it back and bring home the glory to the land of the free.
Yeah, I mean, this was all American racers, so it was always going to come back to where it belonged from the beginning. You know what I mean?
I do indeed. I do indeed. I mean, surely, they scraped from the wall. You had one bit late on, didn't you? Just trying to shave off a few pounds and make your race car faster and lighter.
Well, see, Tim, in America, we recognize the wall as something that's like, it's a being. So I just wanted to let it know that I was still around, that I was still here for it.
Understandable. Well,
I know you love me.
Well, I'll let you to go and enjoy one of the 340 crates of tea that our fair country left you back in the day. And, well, congratulations on what I understand is going to be a victory for you here today.
Yeah, and I'm going to pour that in the water just like we did, buddy.
Well, tea bags are best steeped in water.
Damn it.
There we go. On that bombshell, Jake, I mean, where do we even begin on that one? Where do we even begin?
We began with Jimmy's personality, and we continue on to next weekend, which we'll see if it's as interesting and as shooken up as this. Where we heading next weekend?
Ah, good question. Let's have a bit of a look, shall we? We'll have a bit of a brief look. This weekend we are heading to North Wilkesboro, or North Wilkesboro, as I do believe you call it over there.
Yeah. Any what do you think going from what you saw this weekend? What people should be looking out for?
I think it could be more
next
treacherous.
Sunday?
Shorter over, 130 laps we will be undertaking next week with a fuel limit of 45%. I think there's going to be a lot of fuel strats being played out, and certainly with the tyres, with how these cars play out. And well, on the chance in chat from Shut Up and Drive It of USA, and they apparently heard something about Jake. Now I'm assuming that must be Jake Ham, because there can't be any dirt on yourself, Jake Luther. Must be about him. Maybe something to do with putting odd condiments on his ham sandwich. Maybe that must be what they're referring to.
Yeah, I believe that is precisely what they're referring to.
It's probably one of the guys at work who I work with created a ham and cheese sandwich with chocolate spread. And it sounds horrific, and he assures me it's great, but it's absolutely vile and disgusting and a disgrace to our fair nation. But on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been Tim Cox with Jake Leifer. We'll see you in a week's time when the XSLR Tour rolls into North Wilkesboro. Thanks very much for joining us. Good night.